man. But today we're going to sneak him in with these Dazzling design Honeymoon Hibiscus. Now, these are not a hibiscus tree, but they're still kind of twisted because Philip somehow got 3 colors of flowers into one shrub.
Yeah, but you're so twisted, you think you're going to get a second honeymoon out of me.
Oh, I know. Well, you know, well, what do you mean second? All right, so we're going to talk about this now. Most hibiscus, you know, are tropical, so that means they're not going to withstand the wintertime. But when something says hardy, what does that mean?
These come back every single year, and what you see is what you get, because I'm telling you, these are perennial.
Nice.
They come back every year, even in the coldest climates, even in the hottest climates. 3 different colors in the same pot.
They're beautiful.
You've got the beautiful red, you've got the white, and you've got the pink and white swirl in here. And unlike the regular perennial hibiscus, these only get 2.5 to 3 feet tall.
Yeah.
And I've seen the short ones before that have the really gigantic flowers.
Yeah.
It looks a little peculiar to me for my garden. I love the scale of the bloom to the foliage.
So these are brand new today. You haven't seen these at all yet this season, and what we have is all that we have. You are getting the 3-in-1. It is under $34, and if you have planted hibiscus in the past that did that crazy thing where they've got one big long branch growing up here, another one growing down along the ground, and where's the flower? Well, it's way on the end of it. This is going to stay in this nice tidy shape. Lots of foliage. You don't see woody legs. You just see lots of flowers.
Exactly. And as you can see, you can plant it in even difficult positions, as in right beside the driveway.
Right.
I believe I see the vehicles.
You can.
Gorgeous colors right here. But if you want to have big color in your garden, butterflies, hummingbirds, but eye-catching good looks, nobody's going to have anything like this because we custom grow this one. It's beautiful.
So the white ones actually have a red eye in the middle, don't they?
They all have a red eye.
These are all exclusive to QVC, and the Cottage Farms is the only ones that grow these. So aren't those pretty?
And that's the real deal. But see what I mean? I love the scale of the blossoms because unlike the ones that have the gigantic flowers, which you can only have like a few blooms at a time, this is absolutely covered up with them. I mean, it is just spectacular. Here are the individual flowers. There is the pink and white swirl, but again, the red eye, hummingbirds are going to be all about this. You can float these blossoms as well. The blossoms are 6 to 8 inches across, non-stop blooming out of these, and the perfect red one right here. As you can see, I mean, it's a bullseye for the hummingbirds and also for your neighbors. Your neighbors will see this and say, what in the world have you done now?
Now, let's just call your attention to a couple things. We're getting busy on the lines already, but in case you didn't realize, these are not the hibiscus that you see at the big garden stores or the big box stores, you know, later in the season. They've got them all lined up in pots. Those are most likely tropical hibiscus. That means they're pretty much an annual unless you live someplace where it stays warm all year round. So you're going to have to keep buying them and replanting them because they're not going to last the winter, even in a pot. This one, put it in a pot, put it in the ground. It's hardy. It doesn't mind the cold. It goes dormant, then it comes back in the spring, and then you're going to get blooms, what, like in the middle of summer all the way till Halloween?
Exactly. They absolutely do not stop blooming. And one thing I love about these perennial hibiscus, if you've got an area of the garden that stays a little bit wet, the nice thing about these is that these will grow in a wet situation. I have planted them in the bogs for my clients in Connecticut.
Great.
I use these in gardens in Mississippi. I use them all the way down in Florida, use them in California. But again, this is custom grown. You will not see this anywhere else. All 3 colors at the same time
and they're hardy.
On this plant.
Big flowers, tidy size, no leggies. You've got lots of foliage, lots of flowers. They stay in a nice compact size with big flowers, and they're hardy. So that means you're going to get all 3 colors, and they're going to come back every year. This is not your garden variety hibiscus that you're going to see at a local store. We are busy on the lines. This is the first time you've seen it. Over 500 now ordered. Let's say hi to Jerry in Illinois. Hi, Jerry.
Hey, how are you?
We're doing very well. Thanks for calling. Please meet my friend Philip.
Hi, Philip.
Hey, Jerry. Thanks for calling in. What do you think about these?
Oh, they're beautiful.
Yeah.
Just beautiful.
Well, have you ever had perennial hibiscus before?
You know, in my old house, I did.
Okay.
And I landscaped it, and now we moved, and I have to start all over again.
Oh, well, this is a good way to start. I tell you what I liked about these is that they are shorter than the others. Jerry, these are only 2.5 to 3 feet tall.
And they'll be perfect because we have a 4-season sunroom
Yes.
with huge windows. And
you
I
can
can
see
sit
out.
in that sunroom and look out and see them.
Oh,
And
awesome.
and you know what the nice thing about these too, Jerry, is that because these are hardy, you could be inside and they stay out all winter. People say, well, what do I do with them in the wintertime? And I said, you just go inside and wait for summer to come again and they'll come back for you.
That's right. And Jerry,
That's my kind of plant.
look what you're getting. Look how big it is already. So it's ready to take
Wow.
off. Isn't that good?
That is very good.
So this
very,
one's already
very,
got
very
some
good.
blooms happening here on it, and
Yeah.
so you're not getting some little scraggly baby plant.
Right, these are going to bloom like crazy for you. So outside of your sunroom, I think that's a great spot to put it because I've got a house with a lot of windows too, and I always like to have something colorful to look out the window. That
Yes.
way, when you're inside, you still feel like you're in the garden.
Exactly, exactly. And I ordered a lot of flutterby bushes. I just
Oh, good.
dearly love those.
Well, you got all the nice compact shrubs. It's going to be beautiful for you, and you're not going to have a lot of work.
Exactly.
It's going to be great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for calling, Jerry, and congratulations on your new place and your new garden. It's going to be a lot of fun to put that together.
All right. Thank you very much.
Take
Good.
care, honey. Have a good
Thanks,
one.
Jerry.
Bye-bye.
Let's get
You're
over by
welcome.
this
Happy
one.
spring. Bye-bye.
Thank you. You too. Again, isn't this beautiful? You get pink, white, and red, all with a red eye, all in the same shrub.
But big flowers, these blooms are 6 to 8 inches across. Other people are not going to have this. They'll have the single blooms, which are certainly pretty, but not all 3 colors at the same time. Again, custom grown at Cottage Farms. It's one of those part of our Dazzling design series.
Beautiful.
I design gardens all over the country, and I'm always looking for something that other people don't have. This is certainly that. If you picked up our braided tropical hibiscus, this is a perennial version of that look. So you think, okay, well, I haven't got room to bring tropical plants inside. You do not bring this one inside. It's perennial.
Yep.
This is in your garden. It comes back every single year.
I love that.
And they're drought tolerant.
And they attract hummingbirds like crazy.
Yes,
Butterflies,
indeed.
they are really going to be super fun to have in your garden. Beautiful. If you like watching the little hummingbirds, they love these. This is like their favorite flower. So again, these are brand new today. This is all we have for the entire season, and they are very, very popular.
Yeah.
Stan, how many of these are gone now? 2,000 of these now ordered. A lot of you are picking up more than one. We are very busy on the lines. If you can use automated ordering or QVC.com to place your order, that'll get it placed a little bit faster. These are not hard to plant. Oh, I know I was going to ask
Yeah.
you. Tell everybody, do they need to put them in sun or shade, or does it matter?
The more sun you give these, the more blooms you're going to have.
Okay.
But if you've got an area that's a little bit wet, as I mentioned, they will perform beautifully in that area. But also, if you've got an area that stays a little too dry, once they're established, they'll stand that also. I found during droughts in Virginia, my perennial hibiscus were one of the few things that made it.
Yeah.
And they look like they take a lot of water. They do not. And you'll have something that nobody else has, but it only 2.5 to 3 feet tall. You can plant these at the front
Yeah.
of your perennial border. Real eye catcher.
And I've had really good luck with perennial hibiscus, but the problem is they've never been this compact one.
Right.
So what happens is they sometimes sort of tip over and grow along the ground.
It's a mess.
So they're not standing up. So I've got, I don't really want to keep trimming them back, but they're not the right shape.
Right.
They're more work for me. So this is something that's going to maintain this shape. How big will they get my first year, Philip?
The first year, these are going to get just about as big as what you see.
That's
Because
nice.
what I ship out to you is a really nice
Yeah, this
big
guy right
pot.
here.
Exactly. So you get a nice big plant. You can have tons of blooms this year and years to come. If you want a perennial that comes back every single year that has these tropical looking flowers, this is the thing for you. Again, custom grown by
Right.
Cottage Farms. But I want to talk again about the scale. As a garden designer, there are a lot of things that are sort of exaggerated looking and crazy looking in the
Right.
garden. I don't want the garden crazy looking unless they're looking at me. That'd be the only crazy thing in the garden.
Or one of those hats you made for me.
Yeah, that too. But these are the right scale flowers for the size of the plant. You will get more blooms per square foot of plant
Yeah.
on this than you do of any perennial hibiscus out there. Nothing touches this.
Isn't this great? And look how pretty that is. And that's how big the flowers are going to get. This is the size you're going to get this first season. How pretty it is in front of that picket fence. But you can put these in big planters along the driveway or on your patio or your deck. Plant them right in the ground in the garden. They're fine to leave out there all winter long. They're going to come back every year. But again, they're not going to get out of control,
Right.
falling down,
No
crazy
staking.
shapes. Yes. It's a good one, and we are busy. So all we have is all we have for this season. This is brand new today. You haven't seen these yet before. Get as many as you want. They are $33.42. They are the hibiscus you want. They are not tropical. They are a hardy perennial,
Yes.
which means they're going to come back every year no matter where you live.
That's correct. If you live in Colorado, what do you do with them in the wintertime? Nothing. You go inside. You come back. These come back every single year. You live in Florida. What do? Nothing. Go inside. These come back every single year. This is one of the hottest perennials out there. And again, dazzling design, custom grown by Cottage Farms. You will not see this anywhere else. You won't find it.
They are hardy in zone 5 through 9, so that's pretty much everybody, and they are terrifically beautiful. So you will get the white, you will get the red, you will get the pink all in one plant. That's what Cottage Farms does such a great job of doing, because you won't find something like this locally.
You don't, and this is a beautiful representation of what you'll have for years to come. That's the trick. I want to be one and done in my garden.
We have an update from Stan. We started the show with 6,000 of these for the season. There's 2,000 left for the season.
Oh my goodness.
So in just the last few minutes, we've gone through 4,000 of these.
And
so please, if you're thinking about it, please don't wait. Just reserve yours. They're going to ship out to you when it's time to plant them. Get your name on the list right now, because we're not going to have any more of these this year, and I don't know about next year either.
Yeah, that'll be the trick. But again, custom grown from Cottage Farms. If you want one of those plants that's going to absolutely perform, it looks finicky. It is absolutely not. It's drought tolerant. It will grow in a wet area as well. This is one of the toughest of the perennials. You think daylilies are easy?
Oh,
well, they are,
yeah.
and they're beautiful. But my gosh, can they hold a candle to this?
Well, they don't get that big.
Look at
that's
this.
for sure.
All of these colors at the same time
hey,
this year.
If you're a first-time gardener, look at this little pamphlet I'm holding right here. This is a growing guide from Cottage Farms, which Philip helped to write. It has step-by-step instructions. If you have any questions, it's all in there, and that comes in the box with your plant.
Exactly.
So, and do I need to fertilize these, Philip?
Yes, I fertilize them with our general bud and flower booster. You
Okay.
get 100 gallons worth of that. I fertilize mine about every third watering.
Okay.
And they'll go to town on you. Beautiful foliage, beautiful flowers, come back every single year. As I mentioned, I had them in my garden when I lived in Virginia.
Okay.
They're still in that garden. It's one of those things you can walk away from.
Oh, wow.
They
Wow,
do
these
it.
are super popular. These may go in this show. We're going to keep you updated. So please stay on the lines for these. They're called the Dazzling Design Honeymoon Hibiscus.